What's up everyone, welcome to episode number 9 of Cheesing with Every Unit to Grandmaster, and this is going to be either the most epic or the most torturous episode so far because I have set myself on only using the most difficult units. So far, I've kept setting the intention of trying to be smart at lower MMR, I need to use the hardest units, blah blah blah, but then I get a certain matchup and I switch it around and I do this cheese. But for this episode, I'll be doing the hardest units only, like Observers, Vipers, units like that, regardless of the matchup. This is going to be very hard. Let's begin. The first game of the day is against Big Daddy, a Protoss player, and we also got Protoss. Okay. But if we're gonna have to use the most difficult units in a mirror matchup, then that is gonna be... yeah, I mean, I don't even really want to think about it. So the first unit that I had in mind for, the most difficult Protoss one is the Observer. Now, what I was planning to do with the Observer, because Observers can't attack, is in an ideal world, I thought I was going to play against a Terran. I would have, like, a couple squads of, like, 4 Stalkers around the base, and, like, literally just as many Observers as I can build. At some point, I wanted to make up to 20, and I was just hoping that my opponent would be one of those harassment-based Terrans, like sending Medivacs out, Liberators, and I would just catch everything, straight up looking like a map hacker. Now, in the mirror matchup, this is going to be a lot harder, because... PvP is just a bit more brutal. Like, we are way more likely to just get brutally cheesed before I even get to build an Observer rather than anything else. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'll just have to take an extremely safe approach here. I could try... maybe I'll just play something like 2-gate Robo Expand or 2-gate Expand Robo or something like that. I'm gonna check to see how suspicious my opponent is. If he's very suspicious, I'll build the Robo before expanding. Of course, we're getting cannon. What is wrong with you NA Protoss players? Like, it's actually insane. Why do you guys like freaking cannon rush so much? Stop it already. It's actually crazy. How often can you guys cannon rush? It's actual insanity. How often? It's just crazy. Yeah, I guess I'll just... Actually, I wonder what he's doing with this cannon rush. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like, he locked himself out, which means he can't build cannons in my base anymore. I know he's gonna get vision and kill the gateway eventually, but it's a bit of a weird one, I would say. He's not paying attention. Oh, that would have been so funny. Maybe I'll just walk this across the map, because why not? I'd probably make 1 Stalker from that if I had to guess. I'm gonna build a gateway over here. I'm gonna walk this across the map. Is this... he just wants to kill my gateway? Huh. I mean, I will be honest. This is a more interesting cannon rush than I thought it was going to be. Because normally cannon rushes, as you can see for me, they're a little boring. Because they're just very easy to defend. This actually is a little more interesting because he is not doing like a full-on committed cannon rush. He just made the cannon so he could... you know, break the gateway that's always going to be in the wall there, and then expand behind it himself. At least I think he's gonna expand. He's making a gateway anyway, right? I don't know what else is gonna be, but I guess we're gonna see. I guess I'll break out of this eventually. I'm not really quite sure what to do against this. It's a really weird one. Does he want to make a Stargate out there, maybe? Huh. That wouldn't surprise me as well. Well, I'm gonna make a battery here just so I can keep healing up my Zealot. That's the plan. Or is he building something? Oh, never mind. He's gonna build something over there. Then I'll just make another pylon over here. Yeah. I mean, I guess we just chill for a while. This is more cool than I really thought was going to happen. All right. I guess we're gonna kill that pylon, and then we should be able to kill the cannon. Definitely should have made that gateway a little earlier. I'm just gonna make pylons at all his bases. I really should make a pylon at home. And now it's time to start spamming Observers like a maniac, I guess. I'm just gonna play this game like a map hacker. That's the plan. We're not gonna be able to catch his drops and whatever. But we are gonna be able to play like a map hacker. So that's what we're gonna do. That's gonna die pretty soon. What should I guess I should really just make Blink Stalkers, right? Like, I'm not sure what other unit would be super good together with like mass Observers. I really am not quite sure. I might have to make an Immortal to not die to an attack. But I think we're gonna, you know, deal with that later. One thing that would... yo. This guy actually inspired me to try something of my own later on. What if you do this build and then go for like a 3-gate Adept follow-up? Because your opponent doesn't have a wall anymore. Adepts are super good in PvP if your opponent doesn't wall. Because you can't block the shade and you don't have anything that kills it really fast unless you have oracles. It's actually not a crazy idea at all. Okay, so my opponent's gonna go for Blink, looks like. Guess I'll just siege one guy over here. And then we'll see. He knows my Stalkers are here now. I'm really just gonna send all my observers across the map. I do need to make one immortal just so I don't die to those Blink Stalkers, by the way. That's the advantage of map hacking, I guess. He does have the Forge. Obviously he does, but I mean, that might actually mean something later on. Let's see. Here's another observer. This guy actually didn't make any units after... How many observers do I have? I have 4. He didn't make any units after those initial 2, which is quite interesting. Maybe I can actually damage this. He doesn't have Warp Gate yet, I think. Well, he does have a second Stalker already, so let's chill on that for now. You know what, guys? Just looking at his base, I could totally make Dark Templars. This is the map hack effect here. Just judging by what his base looks like, I should totally be able to make some Dark Templars. Okay, I'm just going to siege these over here. I do have perfect vision around his base. I don't have it around my own base yet, but I do want to make a couple more immortals before I just die to some Blink Stalkers walking in. Let's make a second gateway as well. Okay. Maybe I can also just follow him with one of these, by the way. That wouldn't be so crazy. This one is going to be able to be sieged over here. He is making a robotics bay now, which I'm not particularly excited about seeing, to be honest. Let's see. I couldn't... I guess if he's gonna make charge... He is making that +1. Do I also want to make +1? And also, I'm just gonna mirror him. I'm gonna do exactly what he's doing, pretty much. He's making a cannon at the... Did he... Huh? Did he just guess? Okay, that is... I'm not gonna lie, that is a very crazy call. You know why that is a crazy call? Because he saw me have a robo, right? He saw my immortals. He must have seen my prisms. Or, sorry, my observers by now. But yet... He is making a cannon against DT specifically at the front. None in the main. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty sus. Okay, let's see. I want to make a weird composition that's just going to be good against what he's going to do. Maybe I could go for that prism after all, because we do know he has the cannon at the front now. So I'm going to make a prism here. Let's see. I guess these observers don't really have much to do for now. I'm thinking maybe, just judging by the fact that he is only making gateway stuff. Oh, let's see if I can get out of here. He probably does have Blink already. Yeah, does have Blink. Of course he does. I might have to split these around a little bit. Let's see if I can kind of avoid being killed just by going around the edges here. Oh, let me... Oh, that's barely not going to dodge the Phoenix, is it? Or it barely is, looks like. Okay, there we go. He is going to see the Dark Shrine. I'm not quite sure how much it matters. Yeah, if he's going to just play Gateway style, I think maybe I can counter it with a crazy composition like Immortal Archon. Right? Like, not even making Zealous, just like Immortal Archon. Do I need more observers? I might need more observers. I'm not quite sure. Do you guys think I have enough observers? I don't think I have. I need more. I do see everything around... This is so comfortable playing like this, by the way. I just see everything around my base. I want another observer over here. And then I'm truly going to be comfortable. But let's see if he did end up making a cannon over there. Gotta make use of my map hacks while I can. Let's see. He is... Dude, okay, this guy is just a freaking genius. I don't know. What do you do against people that have this much IQ? Not much. At least it doesn't feel like I can do much. I'm gonna make another robo. He doesn't have a third base yet either, unless he took a hidden expansion at some point. Which would be the only thing that my observers could miss. So I'm just gonna go and check with a probe while making some more immortals. Like, the thing is, it's just one cannon. I can kill a cannon at some point, right? With DTs. But if his army is close by, I think he's gonna kill that. He can actually, what he can do, barely stay out of range of the cannon. No. What you can do with the observer, it's a move that he wasn't aware that you can make, is if it's like on the edge where you barely cannot reach your opponent's observer, is you can just siege it real quick, because it gives you more vision range, right? So that's an easy way to snipe your opponent's observer there. There I had to kind of divert because of the cannon. That's why I got caught. Otherwise I would have gotten away with that. So there's a little tip for you guys. I wonder if he's realized just how many observers I've built this game, by the way. Let's see, I'm going to move this one slightly out of the way. I guess I don't exactly need vision over there. I mean, my opponent's playing extremely passive. I'm not going to lie, guys. I kind of want to play like this in my normal Protoss games because it's just... like, knowing exactly what your opponent has all the time is very, very comfortable. I mean, you know, the 0.1% of you that ever cheated will probably know. Not in the fair way. But now there's actually a way where you can reach that fairly without having to use cheats, and that's by just making 5 million observers. This is actually very nice. How many do I have now? I have 7 observers. I think I want to get at least 10. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna move this away. Just because this guy has seemed like an absolute goat of finding my observers, I'm a little scared of him. Let's see. My army is literally immortal, by the way. I don't have anything else. I have 3 Stalkers and the Prism waiting to go in with the DTs at some point. Let's see if he's gonna enjoy my army. I like how he has +2 attack, but I'm not even sure if he's gonna get to shoot my unit this way. I do really need to start making Archons at some point, by the way, so we can go for Immortal Archon. Let's see, I think I'm gonna make another wave of observers here, just so I can also see the middle of the map. Somehow that is actually meaningful, because at this point, it's not just what's in front of my base, specifically. It's also what's in the middle of the map, because like we're getting more and more of the map, and I need to know exactly where he's going to be moving his Stalkers, right? So let's siege our observers over here, and then we pretty much do have perfect vision. I could make a couple more observers to check his main base again as well. It is just it's a little annoying to lose the observers all the time, because I do also want to use my robos to make immortals and stuff, so I actually have a pretty good army. I do like the idea of just molding my army exactly to what the opponent has, because the thing is, if you play a normal game of StarCraft without perfect vision like this, you have to play a kind of decent middle-of-the-road army composition at all times, because otherwise... Oh, I wasn't using my map axe properly, my bad. Because otherwise you're gonna die to certain stuff, but here I just see exactly what's going on at all times, so I don't really have to worry about much. I'm gonna siege another observer over here so I can see even more of the map. I can even kind of chase him down over here. You know what? You know what I want to do? I kind of want to warp DTs in his base. Let's see exactly how many like zealots he has and stuff. I think that would be a nice thing to see. Move this one over here. He's not really building zealots, surprisingly. So far, he's seen me literally just build Arc or Immortals, and he doesn't have a lot of Zealots. That's kind of surprising, isn't it? I do think it is quite surprising. Now, judging by what he has, we should be able to go across the map and get something done, I think. Here we go. I'm going to warp a bunch of DTs over here. Just going to try and kill the battery, followed by the cannon. And then I can even kill the robo as well behind it. That would be quite cool. I can see exactly where his army is for now, so I don't really have to worry about much. This one is going to die quite fast. It's probably making an observer if I had to guess. Look at this. This is so brutal. Oh, his observer arrived, and I'm just going to lift them up. Now, I guess we should attack over here, because our opponent is making disruptors, which could be quite annoying to deal with here. Wait, the observers are even delaying him from getting close to my army, which is hilarious. That was not an intended purpose whatsoever. But I mean, if it worked... Wait, can I just... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my, the gateway. Yo, this is cool. Actually, I should make charge as well. How did this guy get brutalized like this is what I wonder, guys. I feel like that cannon rush opener that he did, maybe it was not as efficient as it looked like from my POV. Because it looked like we were kind of going to play an even game from there, right? Like, I didn't really do anything to punish his expansion. He didn't even make units early on. But still, we ended up in a fantastic spot. And I guess now we kind of have to figure out whether that is his miss macro, or, you know, that me making the perfect composition because I have map hacks made the difference. I kind of want to think that he miss macroed a little bit here, which obviously you can't blame him too much for. It happens. It's also a very confusing game. I bet that he... As someone who plays weird tactics, I know that when you play like this, you kind of get used to certain responses from your opponents. Like, he's probably not used to someone just sitting on his ass and making a million immortals. Let's see, pretty decent splits there, actually. Not unhappy with that whatsoever. I kind of want to lose a couple units so I can warp DTs in his base. Okay, I guess I'll just one-tap that. Oh my god. Wait, actually... It's a two-shot on the Nexus, no way! I didn't think I would ever be able to two-shot a freaking Nexus like that, but here we go. I mean, I guess Immortals are pretty good. A little bit of splits, actually pretty decent splits in the... How good are these things? Like, did I just walk in, one-tap a bunch of his Nexus, kill his entire army, and survive with 180 supply? Oh my god. Well, I think I can tell you guys one thing. This guy is making a lot of Immortals next game. Dude, he had 0 workers? How did I kill every single... He had 1 observer and 1 disruptor left. I literally just deleted it from the map with these Immortals. Wow, this is awesome. This game might as well have been the Immortal Challenge, by the way, but I know we already did this. But really, guys, no kidding, I do really like the Mass Observer style. I feel like when I play Protoss, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to experience this, whether you're maybe just in the lower leagues or you're playing off-race or whatever, is that it's kind of hard to play Protoss when you don't have vision, like random drops hit your main or you make a certain composition. Like, for example, you play Mass Immortal, but your opponent just plays Mass Charge Lot, and you're in trouble. But like this, it was extremely easy to just make the right composition. And even though my composition looked stupid because my composition was 23 Immortals and 3 Archons, I saw that he wasn't making a lot of Zealots at all. He was just making Blink Stalkers and playing a very slow passive game with a lot of cannons, so I knew I could just get away with making Mass Immortals, making more bases. Look at the mini, it looks so freaking cool, right? You can see all the vision. This was an awesome Observer build. Let's go to game number 2. Game number 2 is against a Zerg player on ley lines, 4.5k. Let's see, we got Protoss again. Okay, so basically what I did at the start of this episode is think of the 2 hardest units per race to use. And for Protoss, I thought it was going to be the Observer and the Archon. Should I let him know that I'm Protoss? I haven't really thought about that. I've been so busy with my strategy. I used to have, well, not really a list, but I just had it mapped out for myself in which matchups I should tell my opponent that I'm random. Because you would think never, instinctively, but it kind of depends on the matchup. Like, for example, with my Zerg, I would like to proxy hatch, right? And Zerg is the race against which Terran scouts the latest. So if I played ZVT, I would tell them that Zerg, because they would scout later and my proxy hatch would be better. But for this entire series, I've been so busy thinking about my strategy alone that I haven't really thought about whether I should tell them what race I am. But I thought about the Observer and the Archon. We just need the Observer, so this time I'm gonna be trying the Archon. Now, Archon drop is a pretty popular build. Or, well, it used to be, just to clarify. It's not popular anymore. These days, people will just play Oracle into Blink. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 1 Oracle. Kinda just to, you know, make my opponent feel comfortable. I mean, no one's really comfortable going up against Oracles, but at least they'll know that I'm playing quote-unquote normal. And then I'm gonna go for Archon drop, and then I guess my plan is to just keep making Archon drops, basically. Because, excuse me, one thing I've learned is that when I was playing 2v2 and I tried to play Archons only, is that it doesn't work. Because Archons are just... If you just have Archons on the ground alone, you can't really move out with just Archons. Like, it kind of needs a support cast, right? So... At the same time, you don't really have a lot of outplay potential, because it's not like you can do an Archon... It's a 300 gas ball. You don't want to waste that on doing like a simple run-by or anything like that, right? So I think Archon drops, which are really good against workers, probably my best bet here. I'm obviously allowed to make other units as well, but I want to keep that to a minimum if I can. So what I'm going to do is I'll just spam Archon drops. If my opponent's going to go for something like Roaches, which is very likely, then I will add some Immortals with it, maybe with the 1 Robo that I have, or maybe I'll add a 2nd Robo, and just keep trying to Archon drop all the time. In fact, it might end up being a pretty crazy, like, base trady-ish game where my opponent has a way bigger army, but I'm just killing all the drones with my Archon drops. But there's obviously other units that they can build as well, like, for example, the Hydralisks, not that good against Archons, but they do shoot up, so if your Warprism gets caught, that's rough, right? And Mutalisk, for example, as well. I don't think it's going to be much different than that. Like, it could be Swarm Host together with the Roaches or something, but that's going to be about the extent of it. I'm going to put on some typical 2 Adept pressure. I don't remember how the build goes. I think I might have to make, like, my gases already. Oh, that's an insane move, actually. Oh, sadly, my other guy was on move command. That's actually a pretty crazy move. I mean, he did get my Adept for it, so it is what it is. Guess I'll just have to wall this off and relax for now. And then I'm gonna make my gases already. 1 Oracle, is that gonna be enough? Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm a little scared of being attacked in any capacity, really. Let's see. I didn't battery overcharge it. I guess I kind of just want to keep the chrono boost. If I need to battery overcharge it, I can still easily do that, so that's no problem. Here we go, gonna make that already. A bunch of Zerglings in front of my base. It's actually pretty cool to see that every player has kind of their own quirks. Like most Zerg players would never go for the adept outside like that. They would focus on defending. It is actually pretty risky what he did, because if I shade it in from another angle, he doesn't have the Zerglings there. He loses a lot of drones and he's very sad, right? So I guess that is just a move that works for him quite frequently, and that's why he did it. Here we go, we're gonna kill a bunch of Zerglings. This is okay, because I can... let me Templar Archives first. Because I can energy recharge this if I really want to. So I'm gonna go for... I could have gone for the DT Shrine as well, by the way, for the Archons, but I think since I have so much gas with this build, it's a little better to just use High Templars instead. Now, I might decide at some point in this game to still add the DT Shrine if I think the economy is going to be managed better this way. Now, I have no idea how poorly or amazingly I executed this build. It's probably pretty rough, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, really. Let's see. Is there a Spore here? There is a Spore here. I targeted 2 different drones for fun. Hopefully that doesn't cost me my Oracle. Oh my god, I didn't think it was going to be that close, to be honest, but it ended up being very close. Now, the reason why I need this Oracle is actually an extremely important Oracle, by the way. Is that this Oracle alone will keep my 3rd base safe. If he lets me build it at least, please. No, really? Oh, that's bad micro by me. I definitely should have had that unlocked. This Oracle alone will keep my 3rd base safe, so I'm just going to be able to defend this with the Oracle alone. That's why you need it. I'm going to warp a bunch of Templars over here. And then we're going to go for Archon drop number 1. I think I'm going to make 1 Immortal, just because it feels like I don't have enough gas to, you know, make 4 Templars instantly again anyway. Now, I can tell that the timing on this is indeed quite late, but really it is what it is. I'm going to make a fort so I can start adding cannons as well. And I do like the setup that we have, I have to admit. I'm going to make a stasis ward over here. That seems like a very sneaky place to put a stasis ward. Might as well just kill every Overlord that we come across. You do not want to fight those with Zerglings, my friend. I can tell you that much. Not a Protoss expert, but... Well, maybe I am, but you don't want to fight those with Zerglings. That is for sure. Look, this is what you can do with the Archon drop. The Archon drop is amazing at this. I do need to be careful that he doesn't get too close. Okay, so he has... Oh, that's scary. Do I make... I think maybe I'll make a couple cannons. Like, the Ravagers really scare me, you know? You can stop derping now, it's fine. Let me just make a couple more Templars already. 2nd Prism is on the way. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna get attacked before I get to attack with my 2nd Archon drop again, that's the thing. I don't really like this build, by the way. It actually feels kind of nice somehow. Oh, if you want to fight against this, I'm a hella down. It's not nice to fight against this with Zerglings, I can tell you that much. I mean, I did tell you guys. He's not gonna want to fight against that. Yeah, I guess I can maybe put a couple more stasises down here. I mean, I have 4 Archons. I have a pretty ridiculous amount of Archons here, guys. This is not an army that he had. His army is absolutely tiny, not gonna lie. I think I can just move these across again. I'm gonna be very confident and make another Prism as well. That might be a little much, but I think I can get away with it, to be honest. And warp in a couple more Templars here. Judging by the resources, by the way, it was definitely a really good move to just make the Templar Archives instead of the DT Shrine, right? This is just perfect. Here, I can just... It's like an Archon Doom drop. Oh, can he even... Okay, he does have a couple more roaches now. Just need to micro these really well. That's all I have to do, really. Look at this. Look at the Archons. Oh my god, the Archons are popping off. There's a very low HP one. There's a couple of really low HP ones. Can I... Oh, I barely didn't manage to say. I was being a little too much there. I was trying to save all of them. Gonna make a couple more. And then I'm just gonna go back. And maybe this time I can go with like... Oh, dude, I'm gonna have 7 Archons for this drop, by the way. The 7 Archon drop is gonna go hard. I do need to make some cannons, I think, in my main base. Like, he didn't have enough units. Zergs? Okay, just rule number 1. If you play against Zergs, Zergs are always suspicious. If there's just not enough units for whatever reason, or if they don't have a lot of gas stuff, they might be making, like, mutas or teching up or whatever. Like, Zergs are always suspicious. Now, this is going... I'm actually gonna bring the Oracle with these now. Or maybe I'll just keep making... Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. Do you even need to make multiple Oracles anymore? Like, with all the stasis wards that I can just put with 1 Oracle? This is pretty freaking cool, isn't it? I think I need another Robo. I can't keep up with my Templar production anymore. Okay, here we go. So there's a base over here. He's taking... Okay, yeah, this looks like exactly... That's what I said. It looks like it... Oh my god, those died fast. It looked like mutas because he was taking those gases over here. And I was indeed right. I don't think he wants to fight against this. With that army that he has over there. Are you sure? Oh my god, that's so close. I'm gonna have to recall these, I think. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do it right away. I think we're going to do it now, yeah. If I don't recall these, I would be in a massive amount of trouble, I think. So there we go. All right. Well, that is a lot of a lot of Archons appearing at my base. I'm going to start making a lot of cannons over here. Like, the thing is, my army is going to own his at some point really hard because I'm just going to get too many Archons. That's the downside of Mutas against Archons. The reason why you would make Mutas against Archons, by the way, is very simply because Archons don't lie. And you can just go around them. You don't want to fight against them, like, ever. Okay, so he's going to find a bunch of cannons. I'm just going to have to cancel these, but that's fine. He's not really going to have that much to kill, to be honest. I can just fly after him with these. If he ever wants to, he might dive. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to dive. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Yes. Oh, this is beautiful, actually. Oh, barely didn't get that final hit. Oh, that would have been absolutely awesome. I still have my Archons ready on this side. Guess I have to make sure that I don't get A-moved by a bunch of roaches. There we go. Those are going to get caught. Actually, maybe I can use the Warp Prism for this. Let's see if I can get one hit. Oh, there we go. One more. Oh, I almost killed 2 Mutas with just that one move. That was pretty cool. All right, so that was, in the end, a really good defense. Now I can saturate this, yeah, very safely. Don't really have to worry about anything. Gonna get a couple more cannons up here again. Now, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I have so much micro potential in this, by the way. You guys realize with these prisms how much I can juggle? I mean, I'm not even sure if you need more than just the average amount of prisms. But wait, maybe? Maybe I was wrong. Guys, I can Doom Drop on top of the army. It is actually not that crazy. Because the Biles are going to keep me at bay all the time. But if I Doom Drop on top of the army... Okay, this is actually a really crazy move that I'm doing. Oh my god, all the Mutas are dead. He's surrounded by Archons. It's working. Oh, but that is gorgeous. That is absolutely freaking gorgeous. Oh my, that is so beautiful. I didn't think that was going to be that cool, I'll be honest. Sometimes I have an idea, like, okay, this move is gonna be... Me neither. Sometimes I have an idea that my stuff is gonna be very cool. This time, I didn't know. I didn't know it's gonna be that freaking awesome, but there we go. And now we should have more than enough units to just go across. Can also keep warping and stuff. Maybe I can even use a couple more gateways. Let's see, okay, so he's gonna... Maybe I should do the same move again. Like, the thing is with roaches, why they're good against Archons is because you can kind of run away. Right? Like, you don't necessarily have to stand in the Archon fire. If you do, it's gonna hurt like hell. If you don't, then, well... Actually, I can't take this gas. Yeah, I can't take that on this map. It's a pretty cool mechanic, by the way. This mineral patch blocks the rich gas. That's on purpose, in case you guys were curious. And the reason why that exists is because otherwise Zerg is just too good on these rich gas maps, because they can just take the rich gas too easily. Let's see, okay. Looks like we're being attacked by a regular army over there. I can put a couple of stasis wards over here too if I want to. See, okay. I'm gonna back off a little bit. Oh, that stasis ward was so close to popping off. And now we're gonna go for the surround from downtown again. Here we go, the Archon surround. I'm gonna kite in. Dude, it's so sick, actually. What the hell? How is that so good? That is... Everything is just gone. Even my opponent was bewildered. Yo, that is crazy cool. Oh my goodness. The thing is, I've never even seen this happen in, like, any pro game. Like, mostly what you see is Archon's Immortals just dancing against the corrosive Biles, right? Like, back and forth, and once you see an opportunity, you go for it. But once you have this many units, this is actually a fantastic way to surround the Zerg army. And this was surprisingly good. I mean, this is in, like, the Torturous episode where I'm supposedly gonna lose all the games, but this looked freaking awesome. This looks so much stronger than I would have expected. I'm even kind of excited to try this against a really high OMR Zerg. My Protoss actually not that high OMR of itself right now, but this is absolutely incredible. Let's go to the final game. The final game of the day is against a Terran player. Now let's see. And we got Zerg. Okay. Now I think this is the perfect time for us guys to go for the Ultralisk. You would say the Viper. Because, actually, yeah, what I mentioned in the last game is true for every race. So for Protoss, I looked at Observer and Archon for this episode. For Zerg, I looked at Ultralisk and Viper. And I thought if I would get a Zerg player, I would play Vipers. If I would get a Terran player, I would play Ultralisks. And if I played against Protoss, I had no idea what I was going to do. But we're playing against a Terran, so I'm going to try my... world-renowned, world-famous Ultralisk Rush, which I actually think is a pretty decent build. It does kind of depend on the circumstance. Obviously, if you get all in pretty early, it's not going to look so pretty, but... Well, actually, you always have some Queens and Spinecrawler and stuff like that, right? So you should be able to get away with certain things. Now, I do remember playing this build against a Terran that was roughly the same MMR as this guy, and we did get a win there. It was a pretty hard fought battle. It was mostly like I got ahead with the first Ultralisk Nidus. Sounds pretty ridiculous when I say it out loud. I got pretty far ahead with the first Ultralisk Nidus, and then I just kept doing it. And the thing is, early on, Terran doesn't really have a lot of units that are going to be good against Ultralisk. If you play Bio, all your units are going to suck against Ultralisks, right? Like, you need a lot of Marauders with good upgrades, otherwise you're just going to struggle. If you play Mech, it's kind of hard to say, because Cyclones are pretty good against Ultralisks, but only if you have the space to kite them. The problem with going up against Cyclones is that they will most likely have the tools to deflect all the Niduses in early pressure. And going for the Ultralisk build obviously is not the most economic, so that's kind of where my biggest problem is. I'm gonna make 2 Zerglings just so I can be annoying. I know how to annoy Terran players, guys. It's basically my full-time job, okay? Using my 10 years as pro Terran knowledge just so I can torture Terran players. Alright, let's see. What should I do with my Overlords? I do actually have to send out another Overlord. I normally don't do that, but it makes sense to send out extra Overlords, of course, because I do need space for my... Oh, that's really bad circling move for me. I need space to put down my Niduses, or I need vision, rather. Guess I'll just go for a lair instantly. Feels a little pricey, but I guess it is what it is. Reaper, haven't seen it yet, so I should be able to put down my Creep Tumor. I think his Reaper... Oh, no. I thought his Reaper was waiting, but it turns out he wasn't. I'm gonna get that Marine, I think, by the way, guys. I'm gonna get the Reaper, too! No way! He didn't get the Creep Tumor, and he lost... Oh, no. Oh, this is brutal. He's not gonna get that Overlord. He lost the Marine. He lost the Reaper. He's gonna have to pull SCVs for this. I'm not gonna lie. I would not blame him for leaving this game right now. I don't want him to leave, and he shouldn't, because I'm gonna play freaking Ultralisk Rush, but I actually would not blame him, because this is very, very painful. Now, I guess I'm gonna use this opportunity to just start all my gases and stuff, because why the hell not? Gonna try to get a little bit of scouting information here. Oh, I think... Wait, watch this. Oh, I would love... Dude, I'm gonna get the block on this factory for a little bit, too. He's not gonna be able to land that for a while. Let's see if I can block it. Oh, not one more time. Okay, so he is gonna be able to land that, and that is... Well, I wouldn't say problematic, because this has obviously been the most legendary early game in Zerg history, but I cannot really defend Hellions yet, right? That's the problem. Let's see, I'm gonna make one more drone over here. I think it's time for a Spine, and I'm gonna make 2 additional Queens. I think I should be able to get another Queen out before that Infestation Pit, right? That sounds about right to me. This Overlord should probably be over here. I didn't really realize my Overlord was gonna get pushed this way, to be honest, by that Marine, so... I did have a little bit of a different Overlord pattern in mind, but it is what it is. Now, one thing I could do... Actually, I do think it makes sense. I can go for armor upgrades for the Ultralisk, and then also get the Ultralisk-specific armor upgrade, and then I'm gonna have the most tanky freaking Ultralisk ever. This map is a delicious Nidus spot here, guys. This is looking very promising already, actually. Look at this. This is so big! That's such a big spot for a freaking Nidus. Now, my opponent does know I'm on 2 bases. And that is suboptimal, to say the least. Because what are you going to do against someone that's on 2 bases? You're not going to play very greedy. At least you shouldn't, right? So yeah, I'm going to be saturated. I do need to keep making drones so I can go up to the next couple bases. In fact, I kind of want to make Spore Crawlers as well, just in case we're going to go up against Banshee. I'm not really in the business of being overly safe, but sometimes you just have to be safe. Yeah, exactly. It is going to be Banshees. He is gonna go for a bio. That is nice to see. At this point, he already has a 3rd command center, I'm sure. I don't know where it is. Does he not? Huh. He could be playing extra safe, which I would not enjoy. Let's see. Okay, that's a lot of Hellions. Those Hellions are gonna do some damage, I think, unless I get the block perfectly. And we do actually get the block just in time. Okay, so instead of playing extra... Well, just standard, really. He's playing kind of like a 2-base all-in kind of thing. At least it feels like it, in response to me being on 2 bases myself. He's gonna have 2 Banshees across as well. Yeah, this is gonna be a little annoying. Like, Banshees are just... They're not the most impactful unit ever, but if you want to be a little cheesy, then it's pretty hard to go up against Banshee. Actually, this could... Oh... I was gonna say, this could still be like a Hellbat attack, which would be incredibly difficult to deal with. Like, I'm literally gonna have to make Ultralisk to stop that, which would be kind of hilarious. Don't think I really want to be in that position, but I could be. I could also just put the Nidus in front of his base, by the way, instead of in his main base. Let's see. They do take a little while longer to create. I think he's probably just thinking, if I just stay safely... Let's get the armor upgrade. If I just stay safely on my 2 bases, I cannot possibly lose to a 2-base Zerg. And normally, he's actually 100% right. The thing is, I'm making 5 Ultralisks. You know? And that is not what you usually go up against when your Zerg opponent only has 2 bases. Now, I saw those thingies over here already. Let me try and unsiege this thing. Shouldn't be able to kill that much, actually. He's taking a lot of damage on these Banshees, too, which is beautiful. Okay. Oh, I was hoping he would chase me, but my Overseer is just like a little bit too slow. Okay, so I'm going to put the first Nidus over here. Let's see. He obviously knows I have an Overseer, so he's not going to fall for me trying to get in there. Now, we did a lot of damage to the Banshees. I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable just moving out. Oh, no. I put this Overseer back. That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. I got a bunch of Ultralisk. He is not going to know what's inside there. I'm not going to show him either. Not for a while, at least. Wait, did they? Oh yeah, Ultralisks are slightly cheaper now. God, this is such a weird game. I'm just kind of waiting for him to do something. And he is waiting for me to do something. And we're kind of just in this weird stalemate that you would never usually be in. I'm just going to put Niduses around this base. I could also put some Queens inside there, actually. Yeah, he's going to... Oh, he actually never uncloaked. That is really good news for us, I have to say. Okay, so he's going to try to... Wait, where did my Queens even go? I have... What the... How does that always happen to me? Why are my Queens there? Can I kill that? I think I can barely reach it, right? Yeah, I can. Okay. Now, the thing is, I have enough larvae that I can just rebuild all of those instantly, so there's no problem whatsoever. Guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. He moved the Marine away. Oh, no. I think he's too late. I think he moved the Marine away, guys. Oh, he's running for his life. Please, I want some Ultralisks out. Yeah, we got 2 Ultralisks out. That's beautiful. These have 3 armor, by the way. These are 3 armor Ultralisks. Look at that. That's so cool. It's so fast. That's awesome. Okay, I think I'm just going to run around and try to go over here, too. I can now attack the front as well with the remaining Ultralisks. I think that would be a pretty awesome play. Just try and chomp through the... Wait, he's making Ghost to counter it. Okay, that's kind of gangster. Not gonna lie, that's pretty gangster. I dig it. Oh, wait. Oh, dude, imagine if I got the splash damage on there. That would have been absolutely massive. I'm just going to put the Nidus down here again. Yeah, the Ghost is actually an awesome move because he has no economy, which is not the place you would normally make Ghost in. But, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Oh, no, he did manage to kill it in time. That's unfortunate. I do have a lot. I think I kind of want to go for it again, to be honest. Like, I have... Okay. I was going to say like 5 Ultralisks, but I have 7. I have more Ultras than I realized I had, and now we're gonna be able to get his eco is gonna be entirely forked. I think I'm just gonna like... These have 3 armor. He has 1 attack upgrade. I do need to make sure to try and micro them as best as I can. He has a couple of snipes more, but not that many left. He did have 1 more snipe than I initially thought over there. So he's gonna be able to clean up my army, but he's gonna lose all of his eco for it. Now the problem is that I'm gonna have to defend his follow-up attack. See how that goes. Actually, I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just going to make 1,000,000 workers. I do have 1 more Ultralisk ready, which is really good news for me. Keep 1 Queen over here. A couple more drones here. Going to put down a Nidus Worm over here as well. I'll just remake that one instantly, by the way. There's not going to be that much problem for me. Now, I don't have anything else that I can really build besides the Ultralisk. That is my biggest problem as of this moment. I really have just Ultras that I can build. And his snipes are going to get... Well, his ghosts are going to get more and more energy over time, right? That's kind of the problem. Okay, so he's going to attack me over here. Dude, somehow... Wait, oh, dude, I almost killed that freaking Banshee. I do think I have to go back with my Ultralisk. Let's see, his eco is absolutely tiny. He barely has any economy whatsoever. I just need to make sure that I can actually kill his stuff. He's making only Marauders right now. I think I'm actually going to get Link Speed here. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I mean, I do have to do something. Now, I have all these Queens with Transfuses, which is going to be really good for my Ultras, of course. But I need to make sure to actually have my Ultras here. Here we go. Okay, this could be a very good fight. Just going to transfuse that. There we go. He cannot really do stuff like this, honestly, against, you know, that many Ultras. Okay, he's going to try to snipe, but I have the Transfuses ready. And there we go. All right, now I'm going to make a massive amount of links. I'm just going to transfuse all of those. And we're still left with a way superior economy. The only problem is that I don't really have anything that I can build still. Where are... Okay, Okay, I thought I had a couple more drones here, actually. That is a little disappointing, I have to admit. Okay, let's get this one back. Okay, Zerglings are on the way. I think I might as well right-click those Zerglings past. Okay, so he's going to try to go for a couple snipes. It is really... I did make it, right? Yeah, okay, I did build Zergling speed. Sometimes I'm making upgrades that I forgot about. Now, I did so much damage with those Zerglings, it's kind of crazy. Let's see, he's probably going to try to go for this base now. Let's see, if I can kill a couple units for free, that'd be awesome. Yeah, his army is basically just Marauder now. And Marauders... Actually, I could make a couple Infestors, too. I didn't really think I was going to be on the defense here, to be honest, but it seems like I am. Okay, we're gonna kill Marauders with slow links. Have you guys seen that before? That's so funny. Oh, get it here, boys. GG is cold because he sees my economy, and we have done it. All right. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't GG here. Okay, just complete clarity. He is dead. If I lose this game, it is 100% on me, but it does feel like the kind of game where there is potential for me to throw. So I personally wouldn't leave here. I mean, if you look at, he only has 2 snipes left. He cannot even kill 1 Ultralisk, and I have 7. I do have 3 armor on the Ultralisk. He has 16 Marauders. And with the Infestors and Links coming in, he will definitely get cleaned up. But honestly, I would have tried. I would have liked to see him try it as well. But maybe that's just my selfishness going for my own satisfaction and smashing his entire army. But this was another beautiful game. And this was just an absolutely fantastic episode. We won with the Archons, the Observers, and the Ultralisk. And I got to do my all-time famous Ultralisk rush, which I really love to do. And that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys had a fantastic time in this episode. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.